is Mrs. Halton, Unit 23, Day 1. The only way I can get the dogs to start to come over here is with treats. That's kind of sad that I've done it that way. But that's the way it is. Look, he's like, gimme, gimme, gimme. He's barking, barking, barking. All right, dude, what you gonna say for everybody? What am I? No, I'm Mama. I wish you could see his tongue sticking out when he does it. It's really cute. All right, Ben, you gonna be a good dog? Duke's good. He'll go lay on the couch and go to sleep. You start barking and hopping up and down the chair, don't you? So I'm going to go ahead and say I'm sorry now, because once this is eaten, I may start playing with a toy or hopping down the chair, so beware. All right. Good job. Hey, Duke, I don't have any more. You going to be my good boy and go sleep on the couch for me? Okay. Mommy loves you. All right, I'm gonna be in. Yeah, you're licking your chomps. They're all gone. Okay. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start Unit 23, Day 1. In your packet, you received the list. With this list, it's a really good idea to go over it with your child and to read it each day. Shouldn't take but about 4 to 5 minutes to read. It should get easier as they read it because they'll get used to what the words are. I'm going to walk up a little bit closer to him just to remind you of the sections that you need to start reading first, and then how you can add sections as the week will go on. If you're looking at this, the main words that we're really going over for their test on Friday will be the tricky words and will be list A. Now, it's always good to do the review tricky words to see if they can remember the words that we've already had in the past. And it's always good to do the review words here because this lets you know if they can remember the old vowel rules that we have gone over to sound out the words. Of course, the sentences are great to do because they are at the end with the test. The list B and C are extra words. If your child is really understanding the rule and really reading along, they can read those to you too. But I would start off first for today with these two. Tomorrow, I would add the tricky words. And then on Wednesday, I would add the review words, and then I would do all of them for Thursday and Friday. All right, let's get started. We're working on 2 new vowel teams, and you're going to pick up that book. He likes to play with cardboard boxes. We're going to do 2 new vowel teams. Let's look at this first one. If we look right here, we see that Mr. I is walking beside who? Mr. E. And what is Mr. I doing, everybody? You're right. He's saying his name. And what is Mr. E doing? He's looking for robots. Now, if we look over here, this is our new rule. Remember Golden Girl? And Golden Girl likes to giggle. But Golden Girl is also good friends with Harry Hatman. And because she is such a good friend to Harry Hatman, she is not going to giggle loud in front of him. She's going to do that quiet and not giggle loud. So both of them are going to help Mr. I, but they're not going to say anything. So this I will say I, Golden Girl will giggle quietly, and Harry Hatman, of course, says nothing because she's such a good friend to Harry Hatman to stay quiet. What I like to do is go in the Beyond ABC book and go ahead and read the story of IGH that says I. When Mr. I stands next to Golden Girl and Harry Hatman in a word, he gives Golden Girl an ice cream. Oh, I forgot this part. Let me read that again. When Mr. I stands next to Golden Girl and Harry Hatman in a word, he gives Golden Girl an ice cream. Do you know why? Because she is doing such a good job of being quiet beside Harry Hatman. We know how he hates noise. So in words where you see these 3 letters, I-G-H, you will only hear Mr. I say I for ice cream as he hands Golden Girl a delicious ice cream. Look what is happening tonight. It's midnight at the open air theater in Letterland, and there are knights fighting on stage. It's dark, but a bright spotlight is shining on the knights. The people watching look quite quiet. You might be able to see their faces in the moonlight. Lucy Lamplight is all right as she has her own light to show that ice cream can be bought on the right. We have fight, light, night, and right. And remember, one reason why we see Mr. I with the ice cream in this picture with IGH, well, we don't see him with the ice cream here, is because who is he going to give that ice cream to? You're right. He's going to give it to Golden Girl. And that's going to keep her from not doing those giggles so that she stays quiet beside her friend, Mr. Harry Hackman. And I know who was in front of her when I did it. Bing! He's a hoot. Now, what I like to do is remind you about our rule from last week. Build a few words with the new rule from last week, from the old word from last week, and the new ones from this week. So I'm going to stand up in and move my chair. Now, remember we had OA, and when we have OA, Mr. O says his name as he walks beside Mr. A, who is looking for what? Robots, and that's inside a word. And then we have Mr. O, who's there helping out Oscar Orange. He doesn't want him to get splashed, so he says, "Oh, no you don't," to Walter Walrus. Let's do these review words. We have this one right here, and right here, and we sound it out. It's going to go, ooh, oh. What's this word? Low. Great job. Now, let's take this. And we sound it out. I'm going to flip this over. You already know what they say. Let's try it. Toad. What's it say? Toad. Great job. And remember, we're going to spell it O-A because it's inside the word. All right, let's go to this. I'm going to switch the beginning sound to the ending sound. Add this here. And now we have boat. What's this word? Boat. And again, that O is going to say inside the word. All right. Here is our last one. Now remember that O is going to be at the end, so it's going to go, grow. Great job. Now I'm going to put these up. I'm going to practice a few words with our new rules. Let's do the first new rule of IE. Remember, Mr. I is saying I as Mr. E is looking for robots. And this is at the end of the word. So if I take this beginning sound here, sorry, he thinks he hears something. It's going to be, and then we'll say I again. I, pie. Now, if I take this beginning sound down, still keep that ending sound up, I, put this one up, I go, I, tie. All right, let's do this last one, and I'm not going to say anything, see if you can get it before I do. All right, with me? Ooh, I, what's that word? Lie. Excellent. And this is when we hear that I at the end of the word. Now, these are also at the end of the word with this rule, but sometimes it can be inside the word. And sometimes, a lot of time, it will use not only the IGH, but the IGH with the T. So if we have right here, Harry Hackman again, we go here, it's, remember, Mr. I's got the ice cream to give to Golden Girl to keep her giggles quiet because she wants to stay quiet beside a Harry Hackman who hates noise. So this is going to be I, high. And this is like I'm high up in the tree. Now let's try another one. A lot of times, what you'll have is that IGH, but it will have talking test at the end. So it's kind of like it's inside the word going Ooh. What does all three of these say? I. Ooh. Light. Light. Like the light is shining bright. And then we can take that letter down and hit this letter, and now we have night. Night. I want to do one more, and I want you to sound it out for me before I do. You ready? Let's do it together. Sight. What's that word? Sight. Excellent job. All right, now I want to pull this over here. I'm going to sit back down in my chair. We're going to go over the rules, the words for this week. I'm also going to put up these old ones so that we have them for review. All right. Now, Mr. I, this I sound is at the end of the word, and Mr. I is saying I, as Mr. E is looking for what? You're right, robots. So let's sound this one out. I, what's that word? Pie. I, what's that word? Lie. Now, they've taken this word and added an ending sound to it. That's the reason why it's spelled I-E still. So let's sound it out. I'd, tide. And this one, again, they've added another ending sound with that S, meaning more than one. So we'll go eyes, tries. Please be careful and not think that it's eh. It's not. Because that's Mr. I saying his name as Mr. E is looking for those robots. Now we've got a lot of them here. I do want to switch this one with this one. The reason why is we're finding out that I can be inside of a word with the N inside of that T. So let's start off with Mr. I holding that ice cream to give it to Golden Girl to keep her from giggling and stay quiet beside a Harry Hatman who hates noise. To say all three letters don't say I, G, H. They say what? I. I, what's the word? High. Now here's when they're going to have that ending sound of T. Here we go. I, what's the word? Night. I, what's the word? Light. I, what's the word? Might. I, what's the word? Right. I, what's the word? Tight. Excellent job. Now we have two tricky words this week. Now this tricky word is one. As you can tell, it's not going own, it's going one. That O is not getting the magic to say Mr. O, is it? So know that when you're spelling one. This one is, you can do lives, but I think it's doing lives. Either one. That's where it's kind of tricky which way you're going to go with that one. We do have two sentences. Both, they're doing lives. Looks like they're doing lives this week. We do have two sentences. Sorry, I'm stuck on tricky word. That ends with a period. Remember, when a sentence ends with a period, what is it doing for us? You're right. It's telling us something. Let's find out what it's going to tell us. Ooh, magic E, jumping over there for the A. 8. Nate lives. What does IGH say? I write. Tricky word, down. Tricky word, that. Sound out this word. OA is going to say O. Road. Let's read it now that we know all the words. Nate lives right down that road. Let's look at our next sentence. It ends with a period, like I said too. And when a sentence ends with a period, what does it do? You're right, it's going to tell us something. Let's find out what it's going to tell us. Here's the tricky word of one. Amy, you are a hoot. He's playing tug of war with Emily with her feet. It's funny. All right, I erased. Let's go back. What's this tricky word? You're right, one. Let's sound out. IGH says I. Night. Oh, you know what Miss Hoppy did? One night. What's this word? I. Tricky word saw. A. Sound out. Big. Bat. And this has happened to me before. Let's read again. One night I saw a big bat.
I'm sorry.
Just trying to keep being entertained. All right, we've gone over our chart. We know that this week in Unit 23, on day 1, we're working on the rule of IE, when Mr. I is saying I, and Mr. E is doing what, Emily? She's mouthing, looking for robots. And then we know here, Mr. I has the ice cream cone, because he's going to get the ice cream to Golden Girl to keep from giggling, and to be a good friend to Harry Hatman, who hates noise, to stay quiet, for all 3 letters to say what? I. Great job. Make sure that you're reading the list each day with your mom and dad, and we will be back tomorrow for day 2.